playoff, it'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
Using his legs, it's Correa. Stopped at the 42, but he got 15 yards on the play.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
They're going to ride this running back. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. It's pretty obvious what's at stake here, guys. A top 10 matchup, winner, good shot at the playoff, and the loser is probably going to need some help.
Yeah, so further cementing your resume, making that exclamation point on the schedule, giving that committee something to look at and go, here's a top 10 win. This is a big deal for my schedule. Big proving moment.
And that's why you play football for one of these two programs, for games like this, for the opportunity to reach the college football playoff. You knew these two teams were on a collision course. That's the opportunity ahead of you to go get it done in front of a lot of eyeballs watching.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on 4th down. On the option. He'll toss it. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. They are trying to set the tone on the opening drive of the game. They could punt, pin them back deep. Instead, they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking deep. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. This offense with a fresh set of downs. They go to the ground. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, explode through. How about that nice, big, huge game? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. He's right on target. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a 1st down.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is after the catch. If he's got any space around him, he's able to burst. He's able to make people miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right there.
Yeah, nice job by this defense stringing it out towards the sideline. And when I do that, man, all my body's got to rally to the football. We got to run to the football really, really hard from inside out. Nice job by the defense getting to the quarterback and making the play.
They're trying to get to it. He makes a grab. They will score. Touchdown, Cardinal.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timer, to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. As the defense comes out, they've got him pinned back. And listen to the roar of this crowd. Trying to find his man on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Correa. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. They're backed up just a little. 1st and 10 from their own 19. Leaves it with the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Right, how about this offense? You think of this offense, you think of throwing the football and top 10 passing in all of college football, but the defense knew something, right? Like you could tell they were going to come out and run the football. They brought out the goal line, brought in some big boys, and really was ready for the run on that play.
And as he throws, that pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Quick strike complete. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
And we're going to call his name a lot today because this dude, he had over 100 last week. He has over 100 almost every single week because he's a staple in this offense, puts up big numbers, makes big plays, and that's why he's also in the Heisman Trophy conversation. A wide receiver in that debate is special. This dude is special.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Abraham. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They'll go to the ground. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
What an individual effort there by the quarterback on the RPO because everybody was covered. He just takes off and he shows you his ability out in the...
A shot toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and that's nice coverage. He's taking a shot, trying to throw the ball to the end zone. Maybe put that thing up a little bit higher where his guy can go up and make a play and come down. But a nice job by the defender just getting his fingertip on the top of the football.
And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
You know, it's not often you get to see QBs go over 5,000 yards passing in a year. We've watched this guy, though, be a special player for this offense all season long. With that last completion, he's now hit the milestone.
That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down. No movement from the field goal unit. The offense is out there to try to keep this drive alive on fourth down. Starting to feel a little pressure. Finds his man and they convert. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Wide receiver shows motion. He'll pull it on the read. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
Well, not much the defense could do there. The defensive end crashed down thinking the running back had it, but nice job of the ball handling there by the QB.
Just trying to avoid. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Aggie! They just took the air out of that thing. That might be an understatement. They took the ball away and just wore down, just grinded away at that defense.
And took a lot of time off the clock in the process as well. I'm impressed with the physicality up front of this offense because that's where it all starts. If you're going to march the ball down the field like they just did, you've got to be dominating in the trenches, and they are doing that in this game right now.
On the move from inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
He'll pull it down. Across the 25, he's got room. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing them. Defensive linemen, those big old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch them because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there. So instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Bought a little time, lets it go. Grabs it in the middle. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's thrown over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
And as an offense, you want to stay aggressive. You want to keep calling these downfield shots. I know you didn't complete that one, but you want to send a clear message. You're trying to take the top off this defense. You keep calling downfield shots. You soften up the coverage. You get those safeties playing deep. That's going to open up your running game later on.
Stanford wants to push the pace. From the gun, wants to pass. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3. Ball's at the 18.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Unleashes one. Just a misfire from this sophomore as he threw it behind him.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on fourth down. Calls his own number. Got some room, entered to the goal line. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Stanford!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution in the drive by that offense.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He's going to bring it out from deep. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Guys, the Utah State offense about to give it another go. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer.
Unloads it downfield. Fires into traffic, intercepted.
You always try as a player to say the weather means nothing. Cold is a mentality. It hurts, okay? The ball feels like a rock. It's really hard for quarterbacks to grip that thing and make accurate throws. And how about that? The defense comes out, makes a big play, creates the turnover.
Here comes the offense on first down. Handoff to the single running back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. He's got his man. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
Big play in the passing game there, and I like the receiver gearing down in the zone. Did a nice job finding the soft spot on defense between the defenders, giving the quarterback an easy target to throw to complete that throw.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come over.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
That's what's so great about these QB runs. They just chip away at the defense. And as this game goes on, these little QB runs, they're going to help keep 3rd downs manageable for this offense.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. The option look. He'll pitch it. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Cardinal! And they take it in for 6 more points. They'll try to add another to their lead. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And he's going to run it back. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He'll come out throwing on first down. Gets it out fast. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Wants to throw on first down. Still looking on the move. At the 40, there he goes. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Utah State about to kick it off to open the second half. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away to buy time. And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple. Stanford quickly to the line. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Fans are bringing the noise on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort, and right now they're making the most plays.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more fit.
Touchdown, Utah State! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
When you hear about it all the time in football, go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes they put you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the ground with the back. They knock him down after he picks up 5 out to the 34.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Now he's looking to throw it. Coming after him. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. This Stanford offense moving quickly down the field. Wide out in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver in different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same.
He lobs one high down the left side. And it's caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Stanford! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Each Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
And he's going to try to return this one. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Utah State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great.
He uncorks one deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
Pulls and fires complete. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He's got it. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
This guy reminds you a little bit of Devontae Smith back in Alabama winning the Heisman. This guy makes plays week in, week out. Top 5 right now in the nation in receiving yards, and that's why he's in the Heisman discussion.
He wants to throw it again. Takes a hit as he fires. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Quarterback's accuracy goes way down when you start to get him on the move. And you want to make it go way down even further? Pop that sucker. Nice job making him move, scramble out to his left, and then getting a good clean stick on him. That's 2 things he has to think about on one play.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. He wants to take the top off. And he makes the catch inside the 15. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Grabbed behind the line. It's Abraham. And the defense coming with bad intentions. They knock him down for a loss.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Quarterback adapting. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. You can't hear yourself think on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
That is how it's done. It's go time in the red zone, 3rd and goal. We need a sack, need a big play. That was a monster sack by the defense. Let's go.
Let's it fly. And it's caught. Touchdown, Aggies.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
Maybe some confusion on the snap count. It's going to be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And perhaps a slightly more difficult attempt from the 8. And the extra point cuts the lead to 7, 28-21. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. Comes out throwing on first down, using the back as a receiver on the screen. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Sends it downfield. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the 4th quarter.
On 4th down, going to the air. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. The offense set for a 1st down play. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Escapes the sack. Headed to the end zone. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Utah State. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Touch pass on the run. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all right after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this league there if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
They'll run it. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down.
And, David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing as a defensive lineman because it ticks you off. It gets in your head. You know that guy's going to come off and smack you, and you got to do something about it. I think defense maybe time to start committing more guys to stopping that run, not worrying about the pass as much.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. He looks that one in nicely. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. Good job by the receiver knowing it was man coverage. If he's looking, he's booking. He gave his quarterback the eyes right away that says, hey, I'm not stopping. Put it out in front of me. I'm getting this first down.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. With jet sweep pass. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. Stanford gets set to snap it on first down. From the shotgun, they'll run it. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Motion from the offense. Quick pass on the fly motion. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. Bringing the heat. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
Really nice job there as the quarterback. Reading coverage, he knew exactly where to go with the football and at what exact time. Timing could not have been better. They get the completion on 3rd down, setting up 1st and goal.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Now on 2nd and goal. Timeout called by the defense and 15 seconds to go in this one. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Tries again to get it in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
They'll run it on 3rd and goal. Stumbled to the ground. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. Timeout, Stanford. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. They have grabbed the lead in the waning seconds of the game, and they are so close to victory. Fair catch called for and made. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. Going up top on first down. Here's a throw downfield late. And the pass is incomplete, and the ball game is over, and this will be a game of what might have been. That was fun, and it was big time, and it is a confidence builder to come through waning moments and win a game like that.
Confidence builder, dream maker, right? Those are the things you dreamed about in the backyard, throwing it up with the clock running down. You're going to make the play to win. Your offense is going to come through in the clutch. Jesse, that's exactly what they did.
No doubt about it, Dave, and that's a tough situation to be in. There's so much pressure on these individual players to have to step up and have to make that big play, but you could see the belief they had in each other, the respect they have for each other, and